just to say.
Could I have a roll call, please?
Rhonda Mitchell,
Here?
Steve Meyer,
Here.
Colin Meehan,
Here?
Michael Thayer, Randy McIntyre,
Here?
Matt Roder,
Here.
Joy Richards.
Here.
Matt, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I'd love to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let's see, do we have any additions or corrections to the agenda?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, hearing none, how about calls for conflict of interest? I hear none. Are there any visitors that would like to make public comment?
There's nobody here.
All right, let's move to the consent calendar. Are there any questions regarding the consent calendar?
I did want to explain one thing on the bills. We had two bills from Avondale Irrigation District that we paid. They had come to the city, and we had thought that we switched all of our bills to come to us instead. So those got stuck here, and so when we discovered that we had them, we just hurried up and paid those. So that's why there were some bills that are kind of being reconciled this packet that already got paid between meetings. So if that looked strange to you, that's why. We didn't want any more late charges on them.
Are we being billed any more for the Alvin Fade property for water? Is that
There is some sort of a fee that you just keep your account open,
Okay.
and that's so that we don't have to pay to restart it at some point. So that's all we're doing on that one. The other bills were for 58 East Orchard, because we do pay that, and we didn't realize that we were missing them, and they were sending them here, and no one was flagging it. So now they do. Now Amber, if she gets anything for us, she lets me know. So. And then what Brenda let me know is that as invoices come in, since the end of the year is September 30th, things might look a little funky until she can make sure that everything that was in fiscal year 25 is accounted for in 25, and then she'll switch over to 26. So some things might change a bit here over the next month or so.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
I motion that we approve the consent calendar as stated. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any other questions? Could I have a roll call vote?
Rhonda Mitchell,
Yes?
Steve Meyer,
Yes.
Colin Meehan,
Yes.
Randy McIntyre,
Yes.
Matt Roder,
Yes.
Joy Richards.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Next, new business, election of the HURA officers.
Right, so there's chair, vice chair, and then treasurer and secretary, which don't have a whole lot of function, but it's in the bylaws to have secretary and treasurer. But chair and vice chair definitely have specific duties. So if anyone is interested, this is the time that we have new people for the whole year.
I'll make a comment. I'm the president of the Hayden City Council, and I'm the vice chair of the Hayden Area Regional Sewer Board, and I think I'd like some other people to have the opportunity to be in those leadership positions. I prefer not to be. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
I move that we re-elect the current slate.
I second it.
So that's Rhonda as chair, Randy as vice chair. Which of you is treasurer and which of you is secretary?
I'm one of them, but I couldn't
Okay,
tell you
I
which.
think Colin's the secretary and Steve is the treasurer. Is that what you have written down? That's what Lindsay has written down. So,
So we need some discussion.
yep, some discussion.
Since we have a motion on the table, Randy, would you like to be the chairman? We can change that.
I would prefer not to be the chairman, just time-wise. I'm happy to I enjoy being with this group, and I'm happy to help
I
any way I
thought the
can.
groceries just found their way to the shelf and found their way out.
I
Not
think
quite that
I
way.
think Rhonda or you do a fantastic job. If Rhonda's willing to do it, and she needs more support, I can support her more. I prefer to support her more. Yeah.
Rhonda, are you willing
Any other discussion?
to continue?
Am I willing?
Yeah, are you willing to continue as chair?
I can continue. I do want the board to know that there will be about 4 or 5 physical meetings that I will not be able to attend. And if that's acceptable for the board,
And
I can attend via Zoom, but I can't attend in person.
Yeah, seems to be working.
everyone said that that's fine.
Okay. Well, I'd be happy to continue as your chair.
I call for the question.
So
Yeah.
it's been moved and seconded, I guess, for the
Do we have
the
a second?
existing slate of officers. Is there any other discussion? Can we have a roll call vote then?
Rhonda Mitchell,
Yes.
Steve Meyer,
Yes.
Colin Meehan,
Yes?
Randy McIntyre,
Yes.
Matt Roder,
Yes.
Joy Richards.
Yes.
Great, thank you. All right, we have approved quota for signs.
Yeah, so at the
This
last
is
meeting,
an addition.
it came up that people do park in that gravel lot where the Owl Cafe was, and it didn't seem like we had an issue with that, like we didn't want to necessarily block it off. But as it gets into be winter, just a thought that it might be good to limit HURA's liability. And so I did talk with Pete, and then he suggested that I talk with iCrimp, your insurance agent, and confirm some language to put on signs. And so this is what we settled on. Traffic Corp here in town gave me a quote this is the mock-up of the sign that I just got this today, so this wasn't in the packet, but we added it. And so we can either have it be 30 by 36 or 24 by 30. And then the prices were in that email. So I was thinking of putting 2 signs out. We could probably just put 1 if that's what you guys would like. And then kind of up to you guys on the size. I did think having the little bit bigger sign so that the text was a little more visible might be nice, but I think as long as it's posted, we should be fine. So I think the direction I need from you is, do we want 1 or 2 signs, and do we want the 24 by 30 or the 30 by 36 size?
Is there only one entrance into that? From
No, there's 2.
Oh, because you can get in from
Yeah.
the parking lot too.
Yeah.
I think
There's actually, I mean, you can
There's
get
probably
through on the
3.
north,
Yep.
east,
Oh,
or west or south.
yeah.
So I was thinking of putting, I mean, that's something too. I was just thinking of putting 1 towards kind of like on the east side, 1 towards kind of the north end, and 1 kind of towards the south end, just so that it would be
Think we'd be able to hang them on the fence, or you thinking put them on posts? Are there any?
Traffic Corps was just gonna put them on posts
Oh, that would be
for
great.
us. That's why I asked
Wow,
if
that
they
would
could
be
just
great.
give me a cost to make them, install them, do it, so,
I like the idea of 2, because that is a pretty large parking lot.
right,
I think 2 is better.
okay.
And I think they ought to be the 30 by 36.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted to check with you guys.
And is your expectation that we make it red on white, like the sample, or black on white, like the quote?
I think it can be any, this is what she gave me as the markup, but if you guys would prefer black, that's fine.
No, the quote says black, but I like red.
Okay, I'll just make sure that they do it in red.
It's more noticeable.
Yeah.
Warning.
Might save the city a lot of time if they were to store snow down there rather than trying to lift it over into that berm too. So some of that might disappear if we allow the city to push that snow straight out of the other parking lot. But nonetheless, we still need these.
Right, so, cause I don't think that we're planning on plowing or anything this winter,
No,
so
we're
we'll
not.
just,
So I just think the
Yeah.
city would save them some
Use it as
some
storage.
time if they could use it as
Might be
storage.
the edge.
okay,
Use it
well,
as
I'll
snow
just have them
storage.
do it and we'll
So
get it going.
Does that need a vote?
otherwise,
Huh?
Does that need a vote
over the curve.
or a motion?
It is an action item, so yeah, why don't we just vote?
Make a motion to approve a 36 by 30 park at your own risk sign with red lettering in 2 locations in the parking lot.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Can I hear, all in favor?
Aye.
We actually need a roll call vote on that, Rhonda. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, we do, on signs? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
have a roll
it
call.
could be considered as contract, yeah.
Rhonda
Okay,
Mitchell?
Let's have a roll call vote, please.
Rhonda Mitchell?
Yes?
Steve Meyer?
Yes.
Colin Meehan?
Yes?
Randy McIntyre?
Yes.
Matt Roder?
Yes,
Joy Richards?
Yes.
Do we have to have a roll
Great,
call on
thank you.
every motion, or
Just because we have to sign it.
It's a contract.
we don't? So we can
No, it's just certain ones. Anything that could be construed as a contract always requires a roll call.
And is
So,
ordering the signs, you think a contract?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
well, it could be construed as one, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get a Civic Center update.
Yeah, so a quick update. I put a memo in your packet, but last week Steve, Randy, me, and Rhonda, the other Rhonda, Rhonda Newton from the Hayden Senior Center, went and toured a senior center in downtown Spokane called Mid-City Concerns. And it was recommended that we go check this one out because from the gal that runs the Lake City Center. And so we did, and it was great. It was great to see it. So the guy that runs it, his name is Owen, and he's very passionate. And I think that the best thing about all of this is getting the senior center to kind of see what they can do with programming and what the space needs for various programs and food, what their kitchens look like, because I think they just haven't really known what the possibilities are. So to see now we've toured 2 like really successful senior centers, and so I think that that's helping them a lot. So what we know from meeting with Rhonda is that they've started a capital campaign committee. They're kind of waiting to launch the actual capital campaign till they know kind of exactly what they're going to do. But it was really great to see that and understand kind of the space needs and that kind of thing. Does Randy or Steve, do you have anything else to add?
I think some of the ideas that they had for utilizing the space that they had were good ideas, and who's the gal from the senior center?
Rhonda.
Rhonda was with us, and I think she learned a lot, she asked really good questions, and
Right.
I think they have, with Rhonda leading them, they have a good set chance at
Make it work.
raising money and make it work. This Owen guy, who was at the Spokane Mid-City Concerns, was very enthusiastic and energetic, as Melissa has described, but he also, I think, had refined. He's been there 5 years, and he'd worked for the private sector, Honeywell and HP before, and he was a real bug on process, and you could see it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
They were organized, and the kitchen didn't have a lot of appliances, a lot of expensive appliances, but
Very well
but they, it was impressive.
It was.
And Owen raises a lot of money through fundraiser stuff. He said that the money they raised, largely for Meals on Wheels, was enough to cover not only the Meals on Wheels program, but the operating costs of the rest of the senior center.
Right.
So it was really fascinating. It's all about leadership,
Yeah.
and he was good. We left it with Rhonda Newton to develop more programming information that we could put along with our visions of the community center part of the project, put it together in order to help Brian Zane at our architecture firm to have more specific programming requirements for the next time around on sketching from.
Yeah, right. That's what we were thinking is now that we have kind of a better idea of the space needs for programming, we've asked the senior center to better define the programming that they want. And I think that's kind of was the missing piece for the architect to, develop a floor plan that meets the needs. Because I think before it was kind of like nobody really knew exactly what they wanted to do and how big the things need to be and that kind of thing. So, and then move forward with a refined floor plan.
One of the things that became clear to me was earlier talk, maybe from me, that somehow the kitchen could be shared. But now that I see what Owen has done and the way the kitchen is configured, that's impractical. So we had a conversation coming home back from Spokane that the seniors ought to own the kitchen, equip the kitchen, and for the community center space, we would consider some sort of a function space for a caterer. So it's a room with some counter space and sinks and that sort of thing, but no other equipment. And so where we were vague before, in my mind, that's much clearer.
Yep, good point.
Most of the churches in the area work in that concept where they cannot prepare, the health department, unless they have a commercial kitchen, they can't prepare food there, but they can hold it, they can warm it.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, more for the community center. Or if there was a caterer, they'd have refrigerators and warming capacity, and
Right.
they can use regular ovens. As
Oh,
long
the
as
other,
they're not preparing the food on site.
the other point of clarification that we helped Rhonda Newton with, because she was thinking about asking small, I presume, home builders or general contractors to help build this building. And we tried to clarify to her that it can't work that way, that the input from the senior center needs to be cash, and we'd have a general contractor or a construction manager type structure for the building. And the best role for the seniors there is just watch. And
Yeah.
she gets it. She
Yeah.
didn't have that puzzled through because she hadn't done that before, but I think each time we meet with Rhonda Newton, we help clarify for her what the process might be. And I think we're fortunate to have her as spokesperson for the seniors.
Yeah, she's pretty experienced on just a fundraising and kind of nonprofit end of things, so I think she's pretty knowledgeable from that side of it.
Seems that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other issue that, when we were at the Lake City Center, there was some talk about maybe when ours gets started, that the Meals on Wheels routes that the Lake City Center now serves could come back to Hayden. And we don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah.
I did ask one of the AI tools about how Meals on Wheels is funded in the rest of the country. And there are apparently a number of grant programs, but none of them adequate to cover all the costs.
Yeah.
So to make that work, there has to be private sector funding. And I looked at the list for the downtown Spokane one that we visited, and it's a broad list of some names that I recognize. So this guy is good at fundraising. He said that in the greater Spokane area, there are 20 senior centers.
Right.
And I was really surprised. And town, right where there is a homeless population, and they have a free lunch every day at his center. And he said only 8% of the attendees for the free lunch were homeless people, which I found pretty surprising.
Well, he said that they do charge, like if you're homeless,
You have to be a member.
you have to be a member, which was only what, $25 a year? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
365.
But it was an eye-opener. This,
Well, Monday through Friday.
and Owen has an angle with one of his own board members in the kitchen equipment business. And he told several stories that were just remarkable.
Right.
What they were able to find and buy. That turned out great outcomes for their kitchen operation. I would say a third of their total space was kitchen and storage and
Mhm.
walk-in
Meals on
freezers
Wheels.
and lunch-in coolers and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the freezer was huge.
Meals on Wheels is.
Yeah, their Meals on Wheels, didn't they say 750 meals a day for Meals on Wheels? So,
In 2.5 hours.
yeah, that's big.
Wow.
That's a lot of meals for 2.5 hours.
Do they sell them to people, or they drive them around to the
They
seniors
have
in the area?
volunteer drivers, and they prep meals and put them in a plastic bag, and then in either a red bag, which are room temperature, or a blue bag, which are frozen. And then there are volunteer drivers who have a route, and even the route was spelled out for the volunteer drivers, exactly how to get to the residents that needed the delivery. And then they sell meals someplace up north. It was a
Colville.
Colville Drive.
Colville. Well, that's down south. Anyway, they provide meals to another senior center.
Mhm.
And they have a menu, I think it's every day of the month is different.
Different meal, yeah.
Wow.
So it was a well-oiled machine and impressive.
Yeah,
If we can
very.
get- If we get even close to that, it'll be a home run.
Right. I can see why she suggested we go tour that one because it was super impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that we all at least have a better understanding of how these places operate and function and options. Like he said that they don't rent their space out. They don't have a very big parking lot, and basically they don't need to. Like he could see why people do. And in downtown Spokane, there's so many options to rent a space, which is different here, right? We have no options for renting a space. So he was even saying like, yeah, for Hayden, being able to rent out your space is probably a great money generator. It just wouldn't work for them.
So the combination of Lake City's story and this senior center downtown Spokane, if our seniors group just picks the best ideas from the two of them, I think they have a great opportunity to be successful.
For sure.
Did it change the design, layout, or programming for the space, or is that still?
I think
being
that's the
way-
stage we're at now, is to kind of like
Wait for
figure
some-
out what the space needs to be now. Because I think
Yeah.
knowing that there's no way the kitchen could be shared, and like they kind of have to be individual spaces, I think. I don't even think you'd really want bathrooms shared between the two either. I think they can share a building, but they kind of need to be independent spaces.
Yeah.
Even to the extent maybe it's worth the money and the space to have separate restrooms.
I think so.
That separate seems to be, and we don't know about size, that'll take some more work, too early. Some of
And
that
the
I want to
loading
come from
areas,
seniors.
we got a little better feel for how the loading area needs, the one downtown Spokane anyway, they get Cisco deliveries, every couple days, so.
And the stock room was very small or slender, so they have the food requirements, I think they buy from Cisco, so that the inventory and the organizing food on the pallets comes from Cisco, maybe enough for 3 or 4 days, but very little inventory on their shelves. They buy it, make it into meals, and get it out pretty effectively. It does mean that ours is not new, but we gotta have room for a big 40-foot trailer circulation.
Right.
Lift truck, but yeah.
And some sort of a space where the pallets of stuff get off onto the ground and into the building.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we can give the architect a lot better direction than before, where we didn't really even know what this space was gonna be, so, yeah.
Plus, I think the next thing we should probably do is get the committee together again
Yeah,
and finalize some of these great details.
yeah, I'll reach out to you guys and find a time to meet.
Great. Did you have anything on your executive director report?
Not much. So the one thing is that the city council has a public hearing scheduled for November 18th about the expansion of the HURA district. So I planned on attending that. They have information on their website. I gave you the link to it there. So that would be something. The audit, we've begun collecting materials or all the data together for the auditor to do our fiscal year 25 audit. So we're working on that. And then if you remember that Come Together Bench program, it got delayed for a bit, and now it's back. So we gave the city an easement to put a bench up in our parking lot, kind of up next to the sidewalk. So they let me know that work is now starting to put the pads in, and then the benches will get installed in like the spring or summer of 2026. So they wanted me to give you that update.
When will they be painted? After they're installed?
I think they're getting painted before they're installed. I think they have them now, and now they're gonna get painted and then installed, but they were putting the pads out this fall still.
Was it 2 benches?
No, there's more than that.
I
I
think
don't
there was
know, there might only be 1 or 2 that are on our property, but there were several benches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the city's doing more than that. Okay.
You
For some
all,
reason, I have the impression that one of the ideas was to make the benches out of wind turbine propeller blades. Is that just an idea that's gone by the wayside, or is that
I
really
think so.
happening?
I think they're kind of like, I would have to go back and find that packet again, but they were like a molded shape, kind of. I think the Arts Commission picked the shape, and then they were gonna get painted
Okay.
locally, like by artists, I think, was their vision. That was all I had that we haven't already talked about.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay. Really, all we have left is our next meeting is November 10th. And do I have anyone that would make a motion to adjourn?
I'd move that we adjourn this meeting.
I second it.
All right, moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, everyone.